Man, that feeling, the one where the open road is calling your name, it's like an itch you gotta scratch. That was me, dying for adventure. My first big motorcycle trip, just me, my bike, and a map promising endless possibilities. Excitement, you bet. Freedom, that's the word. Wind in your face, sun on your back, the world unfolding mile after mile. No schedules, no deadlines, just pure unadulterated adventure on two wheels. It's intoxicating, and I was hooked. I could practically taste the freedom. This wasn't just a ride, it was a journey into the unknown. A chance to test my limits, face my fears, and discover who I really was out there on the asphalt ribbon. Little did I know, this trip would be more than just a ride. It would be a crash course in life, laughter, and the kindness of strangers. But hey, every good story needs a little drama, right? Packing for a motorcycle trip is an art form, my friends, like a game of Tetris trying to cram your life into those saddlebags. Spare clothes, check. Tools, double check. Rain gear, of course, I was ready for anything, or so I thought. I threw my leg over the bike, feeling like a warrior ready to conquer the world. The engine roared to life and I was off. The open road stretched before me, beckoning me forward. The first few hours were pure bliss. The sun was shining, the birds were singing, and the road was smooth as glass. I felt like I could ride forever. But as they say, all good things must come to an end, and in my case, that end came in the form of a big fat rain cloud. Remember that rain gear I packed so carefully? Yeah, about that. Turns out packing it and remembering to wear it are two different things. I got caught in a downpour of epic proportions, soaked to the bone in minutes. Visibility was down to almost zero, and the road had turned into a slippery, treacherous mess. Not exactly the kind of adventure I had signed up for. I had to pull over, find shelter under a dripping tree, and wait for the storm to pass. Shivering and soaked, I started to question my sanity. What was I doing out here? This wasn't fun, it was miserable, but then a funny thing happened. A fellow biker pulled up beside me, saw my predicament, and offered me a dry spot under his tarp. We got to talking, sharing stories and laughs, and suddenly the rain didn't seem so bad anymore. Section 4, Diner Tales and Two-Wheel Tribes. We eventually made it to a small roadside diner, a greasy spoon straight out of a movie. The air was thick with the smell of coffee and bacon, and the place was packed with other bikers, all seeking refuge from the storm. Bikers, I was learning, are a different breed. We might look rough and tumble on the outside, but underneath those leather jackets, we're a friendly, welcoming bunch. We share a love for the open road, a thirst for adventure, and a willingness to help a fellow rider in need. I spent hours in that diner, swapping stories, sharing laughs, and making new friends. We talked about bikes, of course, but also about life, dreams, and everything in between. It was a reminder that the journey is just as important as the destination, and that sometimes the best stories come from the most unexpected places. Is Section 5, Long Road, Heavy Eyes. The rain finally stopped. The sun peeked out from behind the clouds, casting a warm, golden glow over the landscape, and I was back on the road. My clothes were still damp, clinging to my skin, but my spirits were high. I felt like a seasoned pro, a true road warrior, ready to take on anything. The miles flew by effortlessly. The scenery changed from rolling hills to towering forests, each turn revealing a new vista, and I settled into the rhythm of the ride. The hum of the engine was like a steady heartbeat. The wind in my face felt refreshing, almost like a gentle caress. The feeling of the road beneath my tires. It was hypnotic, a dance between man and machine, almost meditative. But as the day wore on, the hours seemed to stretch longer. I started to feel the fatigue setting in. My muscles ached, my eyelids felt heavy, and my body began to protest, and my mind wandered. I had to remind myself to stay alert, to keep my senses sharp, to keep my focus on the road. Riding long distances is a mental game as much as a physical one. It's about pushing your limits, staying focused, and maintaining that mental edge, and knowing when to take a break. And let me tell you, recognizing when you need to stop is crucial. Sometimes a break is exactly what you need. It rejuvenates you, gives you a moment to breathe, and prepares you for the next leg of the journey. Section 6, Rocky Road. More like bumpy ride. Remember that map I mentioned earlier, the one promising endless possibilities? It was supposed to be my guide to an epic adventure, leading me through scenic routes and breathtaking landscapes. Well, it forgot to mention a little detour. A detour that would test my resolve and my bike's endurance. A detour that involved a whole lot of gravel, the kind that makes you question your life choices. potholes the size of small cars, each one a potential trap for my tires, and enough dust to choke a horse. It was like riding through a desert storm, visibility dropping to almost zero. My bike rattled and shook like a paint shaker, every bolt and screw tested to its limit, and I gripped the handlebars for dear life, my knuckles turning white with the effort. This wasn't exactly the smooth sailing I had envisioned, not by a long shot. But hey, what's an adventure without a few bumps in the road, right? It's these unexpected challenges that make the journey memorable. I eventually made it through the detour, emerging on the other side like a warrior from battle, covered in dust and feeling like I'd just ridden a rodeo bull, every muscle in my body aching. But you know what? I was grinning from ear to ear. The sense of accomplishment was overwhelming. I'd faced an unexpected challenge and come out the other side, stronger and more resilient. A little worse for wear, but no worse for the experience. Every speck of dust was a badge of honor. It was a reminder that life, like the open road, is full of surprises. You never know what's around the next bend. And sometimes the best thing you can do is grit your teeth, hold on tight, and enjoy the ride. Because it's these moments that make the journey worthwhile. Section 7 Lessons from the Road. So what did I learn from my first big motorcycle trip? A few things actually. It was an eye-opening experience that taught me more than I ever expected. I learned that the best laid plans often go astray, but that's where the real adventure begins. When things don't go as planned, you find yourself in situations that test your resilience and creativity. I learned that a little rain never hurt anyone. Well, maybe a little, but it also makes you appreciate the sunny days even more. Riding through a storm can be daunting, but it also makes you feel alive. And that sometimes the most memorable moments are the ones you don't plan for. It's those unexpected encounters and spontaneous decisions that often lead to the best stories. But most importantly, I learned that the open road is a powerful teacher. It has a way of stripping away the noise and distractions of everyday life, leaving you with nothing but your thoughts and the hum of the engine. It teaches you about yourself, about life, and about the kindness of strangers. You realize that people are generally good and willing to help, even if they don't know you. It pushes you out of your comfort zone, forcing you to adapt and grow. Every challenge you face on the road makes you a stronger and more confident rider. It challenges you to face your fears, whether it's riding through a narrow mountain pass or navigating a tricky gravel road. Each obstacle overcome is a victory that boosts your confidence and rewards you with experiences you'll never forget. The sense of accomplishment you feel when you reach your destination is unparalleled. So if you've ever dreamed of hitting the open road, of embarking on a journey where the destination is just a part of the adventure, of feeling the freedom of two wheels beneath you and the wind in your face, I say, go for it. You won't regret it. The experiences, the people you meet, and the lessons you learn will stay with you forever. And who knows, maybe our paths will cross someday on the asphalt ribbon that connects us all. The motorcycle community is a family, and every rider you meet is a potential friend. Until then, keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Safe travels, fellow adventurers.